You're listening to the Miscellanea Variety Show, a show about everything and nothing all at once. I'm your host, Maria Mai, coming to you from Radio Northern Beaches, with the added bonus of streaming worldwide on rnb.org.au and on the Community Radio Plus app. Want to stay connected after the show? Just follow me on Instagram and Facebook. You can find me at miscellanea.varietyshow. Well, hello, you're with Maria Mai, and I'm really excited to be putting in the spotlight another local band, Fireglow. And from Fireglow, we have Bruno Lobao with us that's going to give an insight into the band, the music, the people, and just the sound and vibes that they create. So welcome, Bruno, to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So Fireglow, that's an unusual name.
So Fireglow came about because we love guitars. We are guitar collectors. We all love gear. There is a specific brand called Rickenbacker, and all of the colors are like jet glow, fire glow, and maple glow. That's how they name the colors of the instruments. And myself, I'm like environmental science, and the guitar player is also, he works for Green in Australia. So we also love maple, and there is one maple tree that is also called Fireglow.
Oh,
and we thought, listen, it's one of our favorite colors in the guitar, and it's also a maple tree. So let's use that.
Yeah, I love the name. I can hear an accent.
Correct.
So tell me your story then.
All right, so I'm originally from Brazil. I was born and bred in Brazil. I left Brazil in 2004. Me and my wife traveling the world, living in Ireland for 3 years, and then went back to Brazil, traveled more, then Middle East, and then came to Australia.
What enticed you? What brought you to Australia, other than our beaches, of course?
Oh, that's a funny story if I tell you. I had an exchange student from Australia in my house that lived with us for 1 year in 1989.
Oh,
so
right.
I was 11.
In Brazil, you're talking about?
So he's Australian. He went to my house to live 1 year.
Oh, okay.
Stayed with us, loved it, went back 3 more times. So after going to Europe, doing all this traveling, we thought we wanted to go somewhere else. And we nearly applied to go to Canada. But I said, listen, it's too cold. We already paid all our coldness in Ireland.
Yeah.
Let's go somewhere else. And I thought, I've got Matthew. I'm going to ring him up. So he says, yeah, Bruno, come to Australia. And you see how the world goes around. Today, he is the owner of the company that I work for. So
he's my God. He's your boss now.
Yeah.
What a story.
Yeah. And he made all my visa, my citizenship, all through his work.
Wow. Well, kudos to him, because he appreciated that you put him up for a year. I mean, obviously your parents and your family, and he's come good and paid off his obligation, I guess.
Well, it's my father was even saying another day, he's got, we do things because we don't think about it. We just do it because we thought there was the right thing to do, to get someone in our house. And the world goes around, and he's done the same for you.
Well, Brazilians are hospitable people. I know that for sure. Okay, so you came to Australia, and obviously you settled on the Northern Beaches. There's a lot of Brazilian people on the Northern Beaches here. What is your musical story, I guess?
I'm from a musical family. My brother is PhD in classical guitar. Loves rock too. My sister is a doctor, but she plays violin.
Right.
My mum is a Portuguese teacher, but plays the guitar. And my father doesn't play anything but loves music. So the house was always full of music all the time. And I couldn't do anything different than pick up a guitar. While my brother was away, I would sneak up on his guitar while he was not there and play it
Did you have any formal lessons, or
No.
was it all organic?
All organic. So I have no musical education. I've taught myself how to read it, but I'm more playing by my ears. Yeah.
Your kids are also musicians as well. Tell me more about that.
Yes, so I've got 2 boys. One is 13 now, and the other one is 11.
Oh, that's young.
Yes.
And they're already in bands.
They are in bands. They are great drummers. I wish they took another instrument.
Both of them are
Both
drummers.
are drummers. And the oldest one, when he was around 6, 7, he started to drum everywhere in the house. So we took him to a lesson. The teacher actually says, I don't teach that young, but he's unbelievable. Both are unbelievable drummers.
And they've got a band?
They've got a band. So the oldest one's got in a band called The Owls in the Moss, and the younger one is in a band called Through the Roof. They actually play a lot of gigs around here. They play at the Buckeries. They play at the Seventh Day Brewery. They play,
Wow.
they get a lot of gigs.
More than you. There's a
Probably,
family
yes.
competition happening. The rivalry begins. All right, so what happened with Fireglow then? How did that come about?
So me and the drummer, which was another drummer, was a guy called Frankie, which is still my best friends. We left the band together and we wanted to keep playing music together. So we thought, how can we keep playing in a band, but we don't write songs and so it's hard. So we saw an ad that had 2 songwriters and 2 guitar players looking for a bass and a drum. And we thought, well, that's a great fit in. Let's see if the music...
Where was the ad? Because
was Gumtree.
How strange. An ad on Gumtree and all of a sudden you met, connected with each other then, obviously?
So I sent an email. To be honest, I saw the ad on the Gumtree, and as I said, we all gear heads. We love guitars. And on that picture, it had a Rickenbacker guitar. So I said, well, it must be good. You can't go wrong with it. Just having that guitar, you cannot play bad music.
Yeah.
And I asked the boys, and I got in touch, said, can you send me a couple of tracks? And they did. And when I listened, I was just like, yep, we are in. So,
right. Because being in a band, obviously, we all hear in the past about bands connecting, but there's always some tension. There's always something happening that can break a band because working very closely creatively, there could be some tension. When you met the guys face-to-face the first time, you connected immediately?
Yeah, it was a very good connection straight away. So I went out, Frankie didn't come, so I went out with Chris and Sean. We went out to Newtown, somewhere there. Yeah, it was a really good connection. We could speak the same language, like all the bands they liked, I liked. And we started talking and we just go like...
It's Providence. It was meant to happen, right?
Meant to happen.
So who are the guys? You mentioned Chris and Sean. What do they do?
So Chris is the lead guitar and songwriter and one of the singers. And Sean is rhythm guitar and singer. So they write songs. Each one of them will sing the songs that they write, but they will harmonize on each other's songs too.
And you play...
I play bass, and now we've got Steve on the drums.
Right, okay. So do you harmonise or...
As a singer, I'm a great bass player.
You've got a great voice.
No.
I don't know why, you would be really good.
No, I can't sing. No, even in the
I
shower, my
find
wife will say, Bruno, stop.
I find that hard to believe. You've got a great voice. So, Bruno, tell me, what kind of music, what's the genre that Fireglow plays?
I think we're pop rock. I always say pop rock because a lot of people would say that we have really strong influence from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and Crowded House. And they are right. That's the things that we listen to it a lot. Like I love the Beatles too. So if I would have to pick a genre, it would be pop rock. We lean sometimes towards country rock too. It's a good mix, I would say.
Who chose the genre? So when you guys came together and you played for the first time, how was it agreed?
No, so they had songs already, yeah? So Chris and Sean had songs and they used to play together.
Oh, I see.
So we learned those songs and, for the first audition, we learned 4 or 5 songs and we went and played them together. But as you said about genres, when I think about a band, I can say a few bands here, but bands that I love, let's say Beatles and Rush, if you listen to one album, then the other album, then the other album, they go through a journey. They change with time. So I think that's the beauty. It's like not to get attached with something. If that music is talking to you, put it down and let's do it.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And that's why there's longevity with bands, like, the Rolling Stones, for instance. Yeah. The early music is obviously 60s and it's got that kind of thing, but they've moved along in their decades with the music. I think that's the trick about longevity in music is move with the flow and change your music to what the people are listening to at that time.
Correct.
So what happened then? Tell me, so you got together, did you immediately start playing gigs or did you develop more songs?
The drummer that used to have Frankie was obsessed for playing live gigs. So he used to book a lot of gigs for us. And that was good for us because we really got good playing together because we were playing all these gigs. So we decided to go into the studio and record, I think was 4 songs. And 2 of them songs are really good and I still love them. You might be playing them after. It's called The Back of Her Blue Eyes and Baby Blue Eyes.
I heard that. That's a really, really good song.
Yeah, I love them. And then that was more like sort of a rock, pop rock sort of vibe. Then we moved a little bit forwards and there was a big change in our career, let's put this way, when we met Steve Balby from Noiseworks. So he listened to the stuff and he goes like, I love this.
How did you meet him?
Oh, a funny story as well. Like my son, the 13-year-old, goes to a Steiner school. And his son was in the same class as my son.
Oh, I see.
But the funny thing, they were best mates. I used to speak to Steve a long time. And he's so humble. I never knew who he was.
Right.
Until the drummer of my band sends me a video clip and says, look, Bruno, look, this is an Australian artist. He's awesome. When I looked, I said, well,
hang on a minute.
That's his Vali's dad. That's his Steve. And he goes, do you know him? I say, yeah. And he goes, oh, man, it would be awesome if you... I say, well, okay, I'll give it a go.
I love your stories, how they come about.
They're so
unusual.
And what I think is more funny is I'm the only known Australian in the band, and I know the guy that's the biggest Australian musician here. I just arrived.
Okay, so once you brought him on board, how did he help you?
He produced us.
Oh, okay.
So the 2 singles afterwards, Thoughts and Somebody Else, is him. So he made it. He co-wrote the songs with us. He produced from beginning to the end, mixed everything. And then we started to get a much better gigs because, had his name on the back. He was actually giving gigs himself to us. Like on the 17th, we are playing with My Sex, which he's fronting.
Yeah, at Avalon RSL on Saturday the 17th of May at 8 p.m. Yeah, I heard about that. That's going to be an awesome gig.
Yes, that's when we're going to be launching the 3rd album, which is, again, he gave some insights. He helped us. He didn't produce that one completely. So we took the chance to do something different, which was go into the studio ourselves, set up in a great place, big studio. We set up everyone playing together, and we overdubbed the vocals and a few things afterwards. But it really gave that sort of live recording vibe that we wanted to have once at least, like experience that as a band and not layering instruments on the top of instruments, but capturing what we actually sound together.
Right. The producer sounds like has a really big role. They're almost like the director, the maestro of the band. If they're directing the sound that's in their head of how they want you to sound, do you just accept that direction or is there some conversation?
I think there is some conversation, of course there is, especially from the songwriting point of view. Like he might say, oh, that's not how I want it. But in the end of the day, I think when we got someone with his caliber, and we got to believe that he's done it, like we haven't. So if he's telling us that this is the way to go, I think we should trust.
You've taken that leap of faith and, you're bigger, better, you've had that success, so we're going to listen to you. And maybe that's how a lot of bands do start. They take guidance from other people that have done it before them. But then it gets to a tipping point. You've sort of settled into who you are, what your sound is, and you're more confident.
Absolutely.
And you know exactly where you want the band to go and how you want it to evolve. You might have more of a say and turn the tables around and sort of direct, and it's more of a collaboration perhaps.
Correct. I think what you just hit the nail on the spot because he changed our lives. Like honestly, as a musicians, as a band, we got so much better after recording with him. Even the songs, when we brought the songs in, we workshopped the songs and they are nothing compared to what they used to be before we took it to him. He didn't change any words, I think, but he said, oh, it's missing a bridge, 3rd part here, and we need to write that. Sean wrote the bridge there on the spot, and we're just like, oh, that's really cool. And then we started to lapidate that, just let's polish this and make it a little bit better. But in the end, that's a producer thing. We all went home, and he goes, I can hear full string orchestra playing the beginning of this song. So when we went back to the studio, there was the strings all recorded, and we just like, oh my gosh, like we never thought about having that.
So that creates the depth.
Yeah.
The depth of the melody or it gives it more richness, I guess.
Absolutely. And that thing that he had in his head that we didn't have that in our heads at all.
There'd be no way that you would come up and say, oh, let's have some strings here.
No, not on that bit. But as you said, we got better because we started to understand the songs and how to build them and how to write them and how to even work on the studio better. So this 3rd album, we went in ourselves, but with a lot of knowledge that we didn't have before. So it was funny you saying all of that.
What's the album called, by the way?
It's called Slow Burn.
Slow Burn. Oh, I can Sophia Glow, Slow Burn. And it's,
the funny thing is, like, I came from his house now and I played the songs for him.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh my God, Bruno, this is so good." To the point that he said, "Can you just send me this track? I wanna mix this track again." Like he didn't have any saying on this album because, as I said, he was injured and everything. But he wants to work with it now.
Well, that's okay. You know how they have songs and they'll have the nightclub version,
yeah, the
and then
remix.
they'll have the the radio edit. Yeah. Okay. So the producer is a really important thing. So I want to, if you didn't know Steve, then. If you're another local band and you don't have that guidance or mentoring, how would you go about it? Like if you didn't have that, what would you do?
Good question. As I said, I had a lot of bands. I actually had a band in Brazil. We opened for Muse. We played for big festivals in Brazil. I was 19 years old, so
wow.
I was living the dream there.
You're not living the dream now, come on.
Now a bit like 46. But back then we didn't have a producer. But the funny thing is like we went to the studio and we recorded the best that we could. And after that, someone heard our album. We got a producer that came in and said, "Listen, I want to work with you guys."
So when you recorded, you didn't have a producer? You were just...
With my band in Brazil, no, we didn't.
So you just hit the record button
we
and
went
that's it?
Let's, wish me luck.
So that's pretty raw.
And then, but someone like these guys saw us playing good gigs and saw the recording and said, "We want to work with you." So I think that young bands should do is record themselves, even if there's no producer, and start to put it out there. Might reach someone. Or there is internet these days, man. They can reach, look up producers on the northern beaches. And then you go and look at the file of that person. What did he do? Oh, that's the sort of music that I like. Yes, good. I'm going to reach out.
Do you think that we have a good supportive industry, I guess, in Australia, in Sydney, to actually discover that kind of talent and, put it in the spotlight and saying, "Hey, you sound really good. Let's work with you." I was too young, but in the 70s, a lot of bands used to do the pub rounds. They built their fan base from the ground up. And then there was, the labels used to go and see all these bands and actually discover them in that way. Do we have that now, do you think?
Music industry has changed a lot, and especially I'm not from Australia, so I can, I only can say from when I got here. But I think there is nothing like that, and it's not really healthy. Like, you don't have a lot of places to play. These young bands are playing. Where are they playing now? Like, they hardly can play anywhere. And if you go, everywhere has to shut 10 o'clock. You can't have music after that. When a band wants to play in a place, they say, "Oh, how many people can you bring?" It's just like, you as a venue should be running a night every week that says, "I always have great bands here." And start getting punkers there, like, regardless of the bands that are there. These guys, they rely on you to take the crowd. They make a lot of money out of the tap, of the bar, out of everything, and they give you, the pay is not great. So what I'm trying to say here, it's the other way around. But let's face it,
those musicians, those local bands or what have you that are doing those venues, they're not doing it for the money. They're doing it for experience and because they enjoy it too, but also to get that experience and get onto that, step by step sort of thing. Someone was telling me recently about they're in a band and they want to play their own original music. They're a cover band at the moment and they want to include original songs and sort of transition from a cover band to half-half sort of thing and then start playing their original bands. And some venue owners said, "No, we only want covers because that's what the public recognise and that's what brings in the public and we don't want you to play original songs." What do you say to that?
Yeah, there's a lot of that. And for me, it's a shame. Like, if I want to listen to a cover, I put the record at home and I listen to it. It's like nothing against cover musicians. They are making the money. They are having some fun. It's all good. But when you close the door to people that are writing their own stuff because, that's not what they want to listen, how can they say that? Like, when I go out, I want to listen to original music. I'm going out saying, "Well, I want to listen to something new. I want to listen to great..."
I'm sick of the tired old songs. Yeah, they do have their place, like you said.
Yeah.
But if I want to discover new music, I can't discover new music on commercial radio.
Yep.
Right? It's all the same, and it's all the international stars.
Yep.
We don't support our own people. And some people, where they go, "Oh, I don't recognise that song, so I don't want to listen." They're very shut down. Where it's like, give it a go.
Absolutely.
Give it a go. Listen to new music. We've got a hell of a lot of fantastic musicians. I mean, I've only been on radio for a year and I'm just gobsmacked at how good Australian artists are. And I only play Australian music on my show. I've discovered so many people.
It's great. There's a lot of talent out there. That's what I'm saying. Like, it takes balls, I think, for a venue that says, listen, I'm gonna build like my fan base of this place around independent music and around original music. If they do it, let's say, once a month, there is an original night.
Why once a month?
Yeah,
I mean, I think
once
we've got
a week, twice a week.
I think that's a point of differentiation for a venue owner.
Yeah.
Right? Don't do what everybody else does. Do something different, and you'll find your tribe, as they say.
Yeah, but it's happening a bit better now. Like, as I said, we got a gig for the kids in my band. Sometimes we do it all together, so we can bring all the friends and family. So we are doing one on the Seventh Day Brewery, and the guy was like, "No, we want original music. I support original music." I said, "That's great." So big shout out for them, because it's a great place, and they're opening the doors for original music. So
yeah, we've got a lot of breweries
Yes.
on the Northern Beaches
Correct.
now, and I know a lot of them do play cover bands. But here's the shout out, or I'm calling for some of these breweries and other venues, RSLs and so forth, is to support our local.
Yeah.
When I say local, Northern Beaches, Sydney, New South Wales, and wider artists, and give them a go. And I can tell you that you will get your followers, and because we can't. I mean, with the Spotify situation, everybody's been hearing about how that's actually killing the music industry.
Yep.
I think as a community, it all starts grassroots, right? So as a community and wider, we've got to turn those tables around, because we're actually killing the music, aren't we? Like American Pie, the song, The Day the Music Died. And Bruno, we mentioned it earlier, but you're playing at Avalon RSL on the Saturday the 17th of May, which is just around the corner at 8 p.m. And are you headlining that show? Or?
No, we are supporting MySex, which is a big
I know
band
who
for
MySex is.
Computer games and all of that.
Yeah.
So we've played with them a few times already.
To be honest with you, I didn't know that they were still, playing music.
Oh no, and they pack the places. The keyboard player is still the original guy,
right?
And all the rest is, as I said, Steve Balby now is fronting them.
Yeah.
But it's a fabulous lineup. Like, we love watching them.
Right.
And they get us to open, and we thought, isn't that great? Like, it's a great chance for us to have a proper album launch. Yeah. Because it's going to be sell out.
So you're playing only the songs from your
new album,
from the new album called Slow Burn. When does that come out?
So that will probably come out in a week.
So, like,
the 15th,
when you say it's out, back in the day, it was out at the retail stores. But what does out mean these days?
It means that it's going to be on the platforms for people to be able to
Spotify,
Spotify, Apple Music, all of that.
Right.
As you said,
YouTube Music.
Yeah, all of that sort of thing. We there was a good thing that we did with this album. We also took footage of the whole process inside the studio. So every song that we put out, we normally put a video clip together with it, which is actually us playing live at the studio, and it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm. And so is that the only way the music is out there, or do you actually have CDs or vinyl? What are you doing?
I'm thinking about pressing a few vinyls, let's say 50, or, if people buy
I like
them.
your Fire Glow logo, and it's a circle with and the glow and the fire. It looks like a yin and yang symbol, maybe. I'm not really sure. But that would be great to be pressed on a vinyl like the old days.
Absolutely. And the guy that did that is an Australian artist called Ray. He's fabulous. He's so good.
And if you want to see the logo and what I'm talking about, I'm sure it's on their Insta and socials, and also on their website, which I'll give that to you in a minute. But that vibe gives me like a late 60s, early 70s sort of feel to it.
That's what we love, yes.
Yeah. So I'm right in that?
You're right in there.
Okay, so I'll wear my flared jeans and orange sort of T-shirt and come to the,
Correct.
Yeah, so the Insta handle is fireglow_band. Facebook is Fireglow, and the website is fireglowband.wixsite.com.
Yeah, so we are in all these platforms. Of course, we are on YouTube too as Fireglow Band. Yeah, we have a few video clips there too, and it's always fun. I think sometimes people want to watch you rather than only listening, so they can, have an idea of how we play and stuff.
Well, what you're saying there is in the 80s and 70s, where Australian music went through the roof and had such a great following, is because we had Countdown.
Yeah.
On a Saturday at 6:00, the Countdown show on ABC used to have international stars every now and again if they would come all the way to Australia, but mostly it was Australian bands, and that's how they got their step up. Then we had Sounds on a Saturday at 9 a.m. With Donny Sutherland, and that played a lot of Australian music. And then we had also Rage, and Rage is still there, but I don't know whether it is as popular or even if it plays a lot of Australian music. So those sort of forums, platforms or whatever, we don't have them anymore.
That's right.
So if anybody's listening to this and wants to do a revival of Countdown, I don't think we can call it that, but maybe something else, and have videos, because we don't have that video, we don't have that connection anymore, and it'll be great if we did that, if someone could do that. And I'll be your new Molly.
That's right.
So I'll be your new Molly if you want to do that. Okay, so you're playing at Avalon. Where else are you playing this year?
Oh,
Have you got a lineup?
We have a fair, you'll find everything on our socials, but there is a big festival in the Rocks that we play every year. I think this year it's going to be from 17th of July, from the 21st. So we play 4 years there as a headliner.
Right, okay.
And it's great. It's the French festival, they call it. It's at the Bastille Day.
Oh, the Bastille Day, 14th of July. Yeah, so it'll be around that time.
Yeah, I think it will be around that time. So we play that. We got one gig at the Seventh Day Brewery locked in. I don't have the date in my head now, but I think it's around August.
Well, because that's what I want to get a feel for. Where are the locations that you generally play at, so people can sort of keep an eye out for you?
So we play around this area quite a fair bit. We play around Newtown too.
Whereabouts do you play in Newtown?
The Townie, the Dukes.
Look, I tell you what, I grew up in Newtown.
Lazy Bones too.
Yeah, I grew up in Newtown and Marrickville, and that's my original hood, if you like to say it that way. And I do go back there very, very often, of course. And, kudos to Newtown, Enmore, Marrickville and all those areas, because there are a lot of venues that actually put on bands with original music.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the Newtown Festival that was in November.
They don't do it anymore, do they?
After COVID, it killed a lot of festivals and stuff like that. But that's where they had 3 stages, and I could hear a band, and I thought, oh, who are that? And it just drew me in. And it was the Delta Rigs, and I just thought they were absolutely fabulous, and I love them and I follow them. And the other day they were at Newtown playing at the Pleasure Club, and it was a free gig and it was quite intimate, and I had front row. I was so happy, and I met the band, so hopefully I can get them here for in the spotlight. Those areas, I guess, are known for hosting live bands and live music scene.
Correct.
Right?
Like the bowling clubs.
Yeah, Marrickville Bolo has the Mescal Tones every so often. Yeah, I know. And what you said, Lazy Bones and all those other breweries in Marrickville. So around that, Newtown, Enmore, Marrickville is a real live music scene, and it's not just Friday and Saturday, it's Thursday, Wednesdays and so forth. My point is, can we create the same live music scene for the Northern Beaches? That's our challenge, I think.
It's a great challenge. And if you think about it, with all these breweries in Brookvale and things...
Why not?
Like, imagine, let's say, a month of original music every year, every brewery playing original music every, Saturday, Sunday, people going around from one to the other, listening to a band here, listening to another one there. It's community, it's just
another thing I'm going to say, you were not here, but another thing that we used to do back in the day, I hate that, but it's true, every Thursday the newspaper had the gig guide.
There you go.
You'd have a look at it and you go, okay, who's playing where, and you'd have the following, and you'd say, okay, where's Fireglow? Oh, they're playing here this week, because this was before socials and all of that, so this is the only mechanism of communication. And we'd have a look at it and we go, oh, where am I going to go? And you go, oh, my local's got this band. Oh, I don't know who they are, but I'll go anyway. Yep. Right? And we had those sort of things. So while social media and websites and all of the digital stuff has that, it's not in one place. It's sort of like I've got to go looking for it. It's not in my, face.
And it's also too much, and people just, they scroll things like so quickly. And before, as you said, you used to have a newspaper. You used to look forward to that thing to come out. So you go there and say, well,
what am I doing this weekend?
What is the release? In my city, used to be like a band be featured every week.
Yeah.
And people would just go, this band. And everyone wanted to go to the gig because that was the only way to see them.
Yes.
You couldn't see them on YouTube. You couldn't see them anywhere. It was like, well, we got to go live and watch them.
Yeah.
So I think that was much healthier, like in the day. But in saying that, I see a lot of positives too. Like I listened to a really cool podcast with two famous artists where they interview always famous musicians. Mm-hmm. And one of them will say, my son is coming up and listen to the Monkees and everything because they discovered that on the Spotify, and then becomes one kid shows to the other, and it becomes an algorithm, and that thing now is playing. And the Monkees are playing bigger gigs now than they ever played in the 60s.
Yeah, I just saw the Swinging 60s on Friday last week at the Balgala RSL with Manly Fig. And
Manly Fig is awesome.
Yeah, and so Daniel, the lead, he's been doing the Swinging 60s for years, I think since 1986. And so he's still going strong and doing that. And one of our friends is a drummer for ABBA's Back, the cover band.
What's his name?
Ralph.
Oh, I thought that was
Yeah. And anyway, so he said, why don't you come to Epping Hotel and watch ABBA's Back? So we went, and they didn't get on until 10 o'clock. And between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock, this influx of 20-something, men and women. We were the oldest people there.
They listened to ABBA.
The dance floor was chockers, and it was just so packed. And I thought, what is going on?
Yes.
And there's this huge revival, And then there was a couple of guys in front of me, and they were with their phones looking at the lyrics and singing the lyrics off their phones. And I said, hey, that's cheating.
Yeah, but see, that's also a good thing, I guess. Like at least they can sing together.
It was amazing. And the following that they have is incredible. It's every month. But we're here to talk about you, so I digress. I guess my point is that we need to start having bands like you, and that's why I'm doing this in the Spotlight segment where I dedicate my whole show to local bands, Australian bands, just so people can discover that kind of music.
I think that's really, really cool and really important. I think, I listen to radio.
Yeah.
I go and stay on my car, put radio on,
because
it's still, for me, a way of listening to music. It was so funny. Another day I saw Paul McCartney, and the guy goes, where did you hear this? And he goes, in the radio. The guy goes, do you listen to radio? He goes, yeah, what's the other way of listening to music?
Yeah.
It's a radio, isn't it?
Well, radio means that you don't get to choose, I guess, what song comes on next.
Correct.
And therefore you discover new music. Whereas if for Spotify and you're doing your playlist over and over again, you become very insular.
Yep.
You become same.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to widen your horizons, listen to radio.
Yep.
And it's not only my show that plays Australian music. We've got Aussie Beats, we've got Listen and Chat with Chrissy Mack, and so many more that plays only Australian music.
That's great. I think that helps so much and makes the music community so much stronger.
So thanks for coming in, Bruno. I really,
me.
really appreciate our chat. And I've been talking to Bruno Mora from Fireglow. They will be supporting My Sex at Avalon RSL on Saturday the 17th of May at 8 p.m. So please check them out. One question I forgot to ask you, Bruno, is it a ticketed event? Do we have to buy tickets beforehand?
Yes, it is, and I don't think there is a lot more or less, but you can head to the website and
to Avalon RSL and buy the tickets.
To ours, to My Sex, or to Avalon RSL. All of them's got links to it.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. So get your tickets now, and I'm sure you're going to have a fabulous Saturday if you go there early, support Avalon RSL, have some dinner, have some drinks, and then put your dancing shoes on because I'm sure you'll be dancing the night away. And with that, Bruno, thanks again.
Thank you so much for having us.